were you going to say something? I don't know if you wanted
Oh
to say
yeah,
something.
I wanted to just add that actually well, first of all, the disclaimer for this episode is that we are not we're not specialized in fibroids or women's health from a health professional perspective. This is strictly based on personal experience and just external experience as well. So they may all the things we're saying are not factual. They're based on experience in general. But what I wanted to add to what you said was, I personally have probably met just one person who based on her experience has had some sort of success with fibroids. And I think I interviewed her in one of the earlier episodes. I think the title is a different perspective of healing from fibroids, something of that sort. I'm going to share that with you, and I'm also going to add that to the show notes of this episode.
I think I
And
actually saw it.
huh?
I was watching it earlier on. I actually saw that podcast. I was
Right,
watching.
right.
I was
So I would
watching
actually
it
recommend
earlier.
that you reach out to her, to Mane. That's her name, Mane Ndoping, actually. I recommend that you reach out to her just to pick her brains and see like her point of view and her reasoning and her own experience, because the thing too is that and that's also one of the things that we will address eventually. We're used to always doing something because somebody else has done it, like the multiple examples that you have given to me, like you know your family member or a loved one will say, oh, take this, somebody who did this has had this kind of thing. But then sometimes even medications, even medications may people react differently to medications. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just saying that to reinforce what you're saying, that it's very it's very important for us to really know what we're putting into our system and not just taking it because somebody else has taken it. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to add. But it's a very interesting perspective. Medically, I have not like seen anybody that has been completely healed from fibroids with any other way than you know our I mean, there's no cure to fibroids, by the way. There's a lot of research that has been done. This one is a fact. A lot of research has been done, and they're still trying to even understand the source of fibroids, but ways to make it better, like you said, surgery. And just because the fibroid has gone away does not mean that it cannot come back, or just because it's small does not mean that it cannot grow, So, but Mane's story, that's the only person that I have heard her story, and it got me thinking like, there may be something into it. But then again, that um approach that she took towards fibroids is relative to her and not like a universal approach. So I totally agree with you.
Sure. And the other thing that I'd like to say is that, it also depends on the size of the fibroid,
Yeah.
the location of fibroids and all of that. There's so many factors that we have to consider before we, choose the best option. But yes,
Option,
I was actually
yes.
watching Manny's listening to Manny's
Story.
podcast.
Hmm.
But I didn't finish listening to it. So I'll listen, and definitely I like to connect. I like to, reach out to other people and hear their experiences. And if it's something that works, trust
Yeah.
me, I'll be recommending whatever it is that she's used,
Yeah.
asking other people to try it. And,
Yeah.
because, the research that you say, are being done or have been done, they're being done, but it's actually not sufficient because it hasn't really, really, we haven't been able to say categorically that this
Yeah.
is real cause of fibroids. There's so
Fibroids,
many things.
yes.
Yes, and so until that we've
We
done
can find the
research.
cause. Yeah.
Yes, until we find a cause, we still
Cannot
need to
find a
continue.
solution. Yeah, we need to have
Yes,
a problem to solve. Yeah.
to solve.